Okay, so here's a form that is 2 feet in diameter and 4 feet high. You pay about $30-some a foot. So that right there delivered to my door was $200. I didn't want to waste it because normally what you do is you just pour it and then peel it off. You can see the lines where you can just peel it or cut it off. And $200, I want to be able to reuse it. I talked to a few smart guys and they said, hey, why don't you just cut down the sides and make it a clamshell and then use ratchet straps and hold it together while you pour it. Since I only need a foot above grade, this is probably going to work. So I'm going to jump in and cut it in half. So I got a good jump on it with the angle grinder. Just made a first pass. There's, you know, if you see some smoke, but it's burning it more than cutting it, but it's still working. It's multiple plies, so I'm going to seal it up. Probably paint it again just to give it a thicker coat, but it's working not too bad with the angle grinder. So there's a half, and there's the tool that did the final cut, the circular saw. The angle grinder was just burning it, and the reality was the circular saw was the right tool to use. So I'm either the dumbest guy on the face of the planet cutting a $200 mold, foundation mold I could have used, or hopefully making it reusable. And that's the key. It's like I never saw anybody telling me how to reuse the thing, but we'll see if it works. The interior is already pre-impregnated with obviously some sort of material that gives a smooth finish to concrete, and then the edges where it started, the ply, it's essentially like crushed cardboard or something, came apart. I'm going to put contact cement and seal those up and pinch them, make sure they're nice, and then the exteriors I plan to paint with another coat. I got some extra oil-based paint, so there's red paint. I don't care, dust that sand off where I was testing it in the hole, and paint it with some oil base on the backside. All right. Well, that's my idea. Maybe a few months you'll see it reused or not. Okay, this is the continuation of reusing a tube. As you saw in the previous video, I cut it in half. I painted it with silver paint to just try to help keep it from sticking. Paul and I, my concrete specialist, we got the hole just right. We got a little strap around it. We kind of just temporarily duct taped a few places so when we lowered it in the hole, it would fit. So far, so good. We'll see after the pour. All right, so we learned a valuable lesson on this tube. Paul's been pouring the concrete in there, and what we're seeing is even with the straps on it, that there's just the seams, there's just too much pressure. These tubes just have so much pressure they're carrying, especially this 2-foot diameter one, that there's just no way to hold it in. So it looks as though, at least for large tubes like this, there's just really no way to reuse them, and no way to even try to start in the beginning and make clamshells or anything like that. It just not going to work. So experiment on this one is that you really cannot reuse these tubes. Although we're going to be able to get by, this one's going to be fine. Just doesn't work. There you go, field experience. Okay, we got to put an extra ratchet strap on it just in case it got overstressed, but it didn't. It's firming up real nice. Always good to have a sheet of plastic when you're laying concrete in Florida. This is a wonderful little mixer I got off eBay many years ago, like 2001, and it's worked great. I just don't overload it. 2 60-pound bags, about right. It had gotten stressed at some points down in here, and I just needed a little welding, a little piece of metal there to double it up, and it has worked fantastic for me doing bags after bags after bags of concrete, just incrementally laying foundations and curbs. But there it is, firming up. And again, to reiterate, you really can't reuse large size solo tubes.